Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are having our Monday spiritual motivations, and the only difference with today is that you get to see my face and we get to talk together one-on-one, so yeah, stick around. It's going to be great, it's going to be fun, it's going to be nice, and we're going to learn something. Hopefully we all leave motivated after this. Today's story is going to be taken from the book of Mark. The same story is written in the book of Luke, but for the purpose of this video, we'll be reading it from the book of Mark. If you want to look at the one from Luke, it is Luke chapter 8, verses 22 to 25. The one that I'm going to read today is Mark 4, verses 35 to 41. And it reads as follows. On the same day, when evening had come, he said to them, "Let us cross over to the other side." Now, when they had left the multitude, they took him along in the boat as he was, and other little boats were also with him. So let us just create an image of what is happening here. So this is now Jesus and his disciples. They are in a boat and in the sea, crossing over to the city of Gadarenes. And a great windstorm arose, and the waves beat into the boat, so that it was already filling. Now a storm arises, and the storm has a strong wind together with it, and the waves are also getting stronger and are starting to fill the boat. The disciples are now panicking and trying to get the water out of the boat, but it seems it is not working. I would assume that's what was happening. And at the same time, Jesus is in this boat with the disciples. However, now verse 38 says to us, "But he was in the stern, asleep on a pillow. And they awoke him and said to him, 'Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?'" So now the disciples are worried because here's Jesus, he's here with them, but he's sleeping. We are going through the storm, there's so much wind, the boat is filling with water, but he is sleeping. So now the disciples are so worried that they go up to Jesus and they ask, "But Master, aren't you worried about the fact that we are about to die?" Then he arose and rebuked the wind, and the wind ceased, and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." And there was a great calm. So all Jesus did was stand up, rebuke the wind, and make the sea still. And then in the next verse he talks. He says to them, "Why are you so fearful? How is it that you have no faith?" It continues on 41 and says, "And they feared exceedingly and said to one another, 'Who can this be, that even the wind and sea obey him?'" What a tremendous story. I think the one reason that made this story touch me so much is how I could actually put myself in the disciples' shoes and consider the fact that I'm so afraid of water, and I probably would have panicked had that situation come to me. And they also panicked, but had forgotten that all you needed to do was be faithful and remember that Jesus is right there with them, and they would have conquered just by being faithful. Everyone was panicking, and all it took was Jesus saying, "Peace, be still," and everything was calm. Fear comes when there is no faith, which is where we are dwelling today. Have you ever been in a situation where you didn't know what the possible outcome would have been, and you were so afraid, so fearful, so anxious, and not knowing what the next step was going to be, but you never even feared God? Have you ever been in a situation like that until you got to a point where you're like, "I can't do this anymore. I'm letting God take control and take the lead, and I'm just going to sit down and wait what's going to happen"? And actually, right when you do that, right when you take off the load and give it to Jesus, you watch how everything starts working out in a positive way. Suddenly everything starts being okay. You are more relaxed because you know why? You have given off your troubles to Jesus and you have trusted him and have faith in that he will deliver you and he will put you in a place that is positive and where you belong. But also, how many times have we been in situations that are so difficult? We don't even remember Jesus during that time. We don't remember his existence. We aren't even faithful to him, and he still delivers us because he's a man of grace. So many times we focus on the storm, forgetting that there is a higher power guiding over us. There is a higher power giving us strength. There is a higher power that is sustaining us at all times. For he said, "Fear not, for I am with you." The Lord hears all who call on him. When no matter what storm you are in, be it financial burdens, stress, failing at school, losing a loved one, turn to that storm uprightly and say, "Behold, God is my salvation, and I will trust and not be afraid." And watch God take control. Watch God make the seas still. Watch God make the wind cease. And through it all, be it good times or bad times, never cease to pray. You pray earnestly, you pray your heart out, and tell God that you trust him. Tell God that you believe in him. Tell God that you have so much faith in what he can deliver for you. And may you have a beautiful, blessed week ahead. May the good Lord be with you through the week, and may you be blessed at all times.